in the People of the State of Michigan versus Gregory Ernest Johnson, file number 21-20333. We are here today for a sentencing hearing. We are proceeding today by video conference. Can I first ask the attorneys to place their appearances on the record, beginning with Ms. Brenner.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sarah Brenner, Assistant Attorney General for the People.
Rhonda Underwood for Mr. Johnson this morning, Your Honor.
And it's my understanding that we had today set as more of a check-in date to determine whether Mr. Johnson was making payments and whether to delay the sentence. Is that accurate, Ms. Brenner?
No, Your Honor, he had been already placed on the delay of sentence and he has not been complying with the terms. So I had asked to accelerate the sentence date to this date. He had been set for sentencing at December of this year. And I asked to move it up because he's failed to make his $100 a month payments and he's also failed to comply with probation.
Your Honor, I've spoken with Mr. Johnson both yesterday and this morning. Mr. Johnson's had some health issues, but that's no excuse. He understands he has to meet with the probation department and get the pre-sentence done, Your Honor, and he will do that. He also understands, and I've reiterated to him, that he can't wait on payments. He needs to make the $100 a month payment. I would ask the court, a pre-sentence needs to be done. I would ask the court to allow Mr. Johnson to come in next week and get his packet and get that done. And then we'll set a sentencing date and Mr. Johnson can be sentenced at that time.
And Your Honor, he pled in January. I made crystal clear on the record at that time that he had to be making $100 a month payments. He confirmed he understood. He's failed to comply with probation and preparing the PSI. So I'm going to ask for him to be remanded to custody so that the PSI can be prepared at this time.
Your Honor, I would hope the court would allow Mr. Johnson until next week to get into the probation department and get this done. He has been trying to get back to work, Your Honor. I would hope we can give him till next week to get in and get this done so we can get things back on the right track.
Your Honor, do you have the update from probation?
I do not have an update from probation. So
they prepared an update in January stating that they had tried to contact Mr. Johnson to complete the pre-sentence. And Mr. Johnson texted back stating, "This is Gregory Johnson. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but I have been sick this past week." They texted him back saying, "We need to make arrangements for you to come to the courthouse for an interview." He responded, "No, I'm in Jackson, Mississippi, trying to earn the $12,000 that Michigan wants." The agent then responded saying, "When would you be available to complete the interview?" And he failed to respond. So
here's what I'm going to set this over for 1 week for Mr. Johnson to come to the courthouse, pick up his PSI packet and fill it out and do his interview with the probation officer. I'm going to set the actual sentencing date for May 12th.
What date is that, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
May 12th at 8:15.
May 12th. Thank you.
I'm going to set next week, April 13th at 8:15 for a status conference date.
Thank you.
If Mr. Johnson has not come to the courthouse and picked up his packet of information from the probation office and done everything he needs to do to comply with getting the pre-sentence investigation report prepared, I will revoke his bond and remand him to custody so that that can be done at that time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you, Your Honor.
So the next date is April 13th, a week from today at 8:15.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Brooks, are you ready to proceed with Mr. Stapleton?
I am, Your Honor. Your Honor, my client continues to suffer with some problems with his foot. I'd ask if he could sit during this hearing.
That is fine with me. Thank you.
And sit over here next to Mr.
Well, I need him to be at the table so that.
Oh, and have a seat there.
We are on the record in People of the State of Michigan versus Carter Mitchell Stapleton, file 22-20963. I'm sorry, 22-20993-FH. Today's date set for sentencing. In this case, we are proceeding today in person. First, let me ask Mr. Brooks to place his appearance on the record.
May it please the court, Michael Brooks, appearing on behalf of Carter Stapleton.
And sir, you are Carter Mitchell Stapleton?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stapleton, have you had an opportunity to read and review your pre-sentence report?
That's
Mr. Johnson,
Yes,
you can leave.
yes,
Have you had an opportunity to discuss that report with Mr. Brooks?
yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with Mr. Brooks and the advice that he's given you?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any of the information that is in your pre-sentence report?
No.
Wait a second. Don't believe the pre-sentence report disclosed any other prior convictions. Is that accurate, Mr. Brooks?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so there would be no constitutional defects. Before the court passes sentence, then, Mr. Brooks, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Stapleton?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Stapleton, is there anything you would like to say on your own behalf before the court passes sentence?
No, sir.
I have reviewed the pre-sentence report as well as the recommendation from the probation officer and the police report that was attached to the pre-sentence investigation report. I do find, based on all of that, that the recommendation from the probation officer is appropriate. So it will be a sense of the court that you serve 6 months probation, that you pay a $100 fine, $50 state cost, $725 court costs, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and $30 per month supervision fee. I am not aware of any information being provided with respect to restitution.
Nor am I, Your Honor.
Is Ms. Lambert present in the courtroom today? Okay, Ms. Lambert is not present in the courtroom today to address the issue of restitution, and she has not, to my knowledge, submitted any information with respect to restitution. So the court will not order restitution this time. Mr. Stapleton, you must also complete an anger management assessment with Recovery Roads and follow any recommendations that come as a result of that. You must have no contact with Stacy Lambert. Anything else we need to address today, Mr. Brooks?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Murphy, are you ready to proceed with Mr. Henderson?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Right, we are on the record in the People State of Michigan versus Jonathan Craig Henderson, file number 22-20953-FH. Today's date set for sentencing in this case, and we are proceeding today partially by video conference, partially in person. Mr. Henderson is here in person. Mr. Murphy, would you like to place your appearance on the record?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Matthew Murphy, appearing on behalf of Jonathan Henderson.
And sir, you are Jonathan Craig Henderson.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Henderson, have you had an opportunity to read and review your pre-sentence report?
Yes, sir.
Have you had an opportunity to discuss the report with Mr. Murphy?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with Mr. Murphy and the advice that he's given you?
Yes, sir.
Do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or the relevancy of any of the information that is in your pre-sentence report?
No, sir.
Mr. Murphy, does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exist any known constitutional defects?
No, Your Honor.
The probation officer in this case has computed the minimum sentencing guidelines to be from 10 to 23 months. Do you agree with that computation of the guidelines?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Murphy, before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Henderson?
Yes, Your Honor. I guess what I'm asking the court to do will be to deviate below the guidelines in this matter. Mr. Henderson, he is before the court for a carrying a concealed weapon, a knife that he had on his person, and also a failure to comply with the Sex Offender Registry Act. Now, when he came in contact with the police officers in relation to the carrying concealed weapon charge, he was fully compliant. He was homeless at the time. He is currently homeless, I believe. He was trying to find scraps of food. They questioned him and found out he had a warrant, and they searched him and found the knife. Again, he was compliant the whole time. He never ran or fought with the police at all. In regards to failure to comply with the Sex Offender Registry Act, Mr. Henderson, I believe when you look at the situation, you look at the pre-sentence investigation report, it discloses obviously the issue he's had. He's been homeless. He's had a lot of issues, a lot of trauma in his life. If you look at the pre-sentence investigation report, that's clear in the matter. In regards to this, I don't believe Mr. Henderson is trying to avoid the registry. I don't think he's trying to avoid his duties. I think sometimes it's unable to do it. In regards to this matter, obviously, it's with him being homeless. Sometimes I've heard from other attorneys that they think that person who's homeless is unable to comply with SORA, which is obviously incorrect. So perhaps Mr. Henderson has to understand what he particularly needs to do for a situation. I think I talked with him about that, and he knows moving forward what he needs to do. When you look at the situation, it looks as though Mr. Henderson needs a lot of assistance with getting a good foundation and moving forward in his life. I believe just incarceration, which is what's recommended in the pre-sentence investigation report, is simply ignoring the issues that I believe Mr. Henderson needs assistance with. If you look at his compass needs across the board, it says program assistance. I think he needs assistance here, Your Honor, and that's what I'm asking the court to consider. Suspending any further incarceration and giving him a chance to get a GED, get a chance to get a good, stable job, get a good, stable foundation, and perhaps he can get himself out of this homelessness situation. So that's what I'm asking the court to consider. I know what the guidelines are, but I'll ask the court again. I think I'm consider deviating below them in this situation and giving him a chance to show that he can perform and get these issues dealt with on probation, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Henderson, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf before the court passes sentence?
No, Your Honor.
All right, in determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what's been said on the record here this morning. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, indication for the law and the protection of society. I have reviewed the pre-sentence investigation report in this case. The guidelines do result in a minimum range of 10 to 23 months. And I think the reason for that, and the reason that I believe it's appropriate to sentence within the guidelines, is that this is the fourth occasion that Mr. Henderson has been convicted of failing to register on the sex offender registry. And there is a safety concern, public safety concern, when people when people don't do that, and Mr. Henderson has done it repeatedly, I would think that he should have learned by now, having 3 previous convictions for this issue, that being homeless is not a reason to fail to comply with those requirements. The history appears to be that he just isn't going to do it. And so I think based on that, that the guideline sentence is the more appropriate thing to do. So it will be the sentence of the court with respect to docket number 22-20953-FH that Mr. Henderson served 1 year in the Glenway County Jail with credit for 136 days served. He should pay $130 crime victims' rights and $68 state costs. And file 22-21097-FH to sentence of the court that Mr. Henderson served 11 months in the Glenway County Jail with credit for 136 days served. He must pay $130 crime victims' rights and $68 state costs, $60 DNA fee. You do have the ability to appeal your sentence, Mr. Henderson. Bailiff is going to hand to you 3 copies of the notice of right to appellate review and request for appointment of attorney form. You'll need to sign, there's actually going to be 6 copies of that form altogether, 1 for each file. You need to sign 1 copy for each file that indicates you've received your copies of those forms. If you want to appeal your sentence, you need to fill out the other copies of those forms and mail them to the address listed in the forms within 42 days. The record should reflect that you have a copy of the notice of appellate rights for each file signed by Mr. Henderson. I'm placing that in the file now.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Yes, do you know Mr.
Yes. Is he coming in for these? Because I don't have to walk around and everything. I was thinking there's some. We need to put.
All right, Ms. Dominguez, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, we're waiting for Mr. Baker to get his audio connected. It looks like he just did that. Mr. Baker, can you hear me?
Yes.
We are on the record in Jackie Dominguez versus Jonathan Elijah Baker, file 23-50365-P. Today is the date set for a hearing on a motion to terminate a personal protection order. We are proceeding today by video conference. I do have someone here with a screen name of Jackie Dominguez. I'm sorry, we've just lost Ms. Dominguez. Ms. Dominguez, are you there? Ms. Dominguez, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, your device is kind of cutting in and out. Sir, you are Jonathan Elijah Baker.
Yes,
All right, and you have filed a motion to terminate your personal protection order. Ms. Dominguez, where do you stand with respect to that request to terminate the personal protection order?
I'll say having the protection order granted. I've determined.
All right, so Ms. Dominguez's audio was almost completely unintelligible. I was not able to understand what she was saying. I could only recognize a word here and there. She has again dropped out of the meeting. Ms. Dominguez, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Did you hear me?
No, I was not able to understand what you said.
I feel like if
All right, so Ms. Dominguez, her video is now on, but it's frozen. She was starting to speak and she cut out again. I don't believe that we're going to be able to continue this hearing effectively by Zoom video conference as we're trying to do, because Ms. Dominguez's internet connection is not supporting the Zoom platform the way it needs to be so that we can hear and understand what she's saying. So what I am going to do is reschedule this hearing and ask that you both appear in person for the next hearing date so that we don't have this issue and that we're able to move forward. So you can go ahead and log out for now. You will get a notice from us of your next hearing date. We'll get that scheduled as quickly as we can.
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. That's correct. Just there. Okay.